Oro here. Today I wanted to tell a little story about what happened to me when I failed math class. I failed math class, and I think it was in high school, but it could have been junior high. I remember coming home and I had like a 40%, and it wasn't the end of year, it was on one semester, it was mid-year, and I didn't understand. I just thought it was boring. I didn't really like the teacher maybe, or I honestly don't even remember math class that much, but I do remember exactly what I did to turn it around. So I had read this book the previous summer, Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. It is a book, but it mentions that there's this prayer that you can do, and it's sort of, in a way, can be a prayer for unbelievers, but the prayer is about repeating these two lines from the Lord's Prayer. I think that the same idea, where there's something you repeat over and over and over and over again, and it does something to you, probably works, and it's probably not just from, not just from that tradition of the Catholic or the tradition. What I was interested in, that it didn't matter whether you believed it or not. And I said, you know what I'm going to do for math? I'm just going to tell myself I like it, right? Over and over. I'm going to say I'm good at it over and over. When I get a test, I'm going to say, I'm going to do great on this test. When I have math homework, I'm going to say, I'm so excited. I can't wait to do this math homework. And I would go to my homework and go, oh, I love math. This is the greatest. And just the words are the things that help in the end. But in the end, the effect of that was that I really was able to pay attention in math class. It didn't happen immediately, but there was no problem by the end of the term. I just failed on the test in the final, right? Not final, the term. Something about just repeating that you're going to be good at this. You don't have to believe it. The functions. There's another test on optics. How great! This may work for you too if you find there's a subject or an area where you're having trouble paying attention. And the real key is that if you're paying attention and you're engaged while you're learning it, you probably won't have a problem with it. So really, it's about controlling our engagement, controlling our attention, so that we're kind of listening in class, and we're listening where we care. So if they're talking about something we don't quite understand, we'll think about that a bit. Maybe ask a question, maybe ask someone else, maybe just go over in our head and then understand it later, maybe look at it in a book. But if we're not paying attention, because we don't want to pay attention, we're not going to learn. And how do you make yourself pay attention to something you don't want to pay attention to? Well, my savior was sarcasm. I said, oh, I love this class. I love it.